Well, the day arrived that California's AB 1228 goes into effect, hiking the minimum wage for hundreds of thousands of fast food restaurant employees in the state from $16 an hour to $20 an hour. The change leaving many restaurant owners concerned.
We're no longer hiring, we're not backfilling positions, we're not growing in the state anymore, we're not expanding more locations, and I'm ultimately thinking about selling or closing my business.
Ahead of today's wage hike, major chains, including Chipotle, McDonald's, Starbucks, Jack in the Box, and Shake Shack, warned that diners would see higher menu prices, while other chains, including Pizza Hut, announced layoffs. Brian Hom is a franchisee at Vitality Bowls Superfood Cafe. He operates locations up in the Bay Area and San Jose and Los Gatos. They are statewide, though. He joins me now with more. What a day for you, sir. Thanks so much for being with us tonight here in Los Angeles. How is this impacting your franchises up there in the Bay Area? Did you raise prices today, and if so, by how much?
Yeah, we raised prices today 5 to 10%, and my concern is the increased price will deter my customers from returning. It's a significant increase, for the state of California, 25%, and I'm afraid that we will not have enough revenue to cover the cost of this wage increase. It's now becoming, the price of becoming, it's a luxury to go out and eat now. It's not just a normal, I want to go get something to eat. Some of my customers said they may start just cooking at home, not going out anymore.
Yeah, so for instance, you said 5 to 10% price increases today. Did you hear specifically, I know you just mentioned that some customer says I may have to just not come here and be your customer anymore, sir. I have to cook at home. Is that really across the board that you heard that today?
Well, I haven't, I'm in the store every day because it's a small business, family owned. My wife, my 2 sons, and my daughter-in-law work there. And yeah, I talk to people and they're looking at the prices and they're thinking, before where they would just come in, throw in their credit card. Now they're, looking at alternative types of food. But, fast food is going to be a lot higher for everybody. And I'm concerned, like I said, I may have to start cutting hours, laying off, eventually maybe even closing the store, which, I'm a community store. We opened up for the last 7 years because we're food allergy safe. My 18-year-old son had died from a food allergy. Oh. So I created this store to honor him and as well as educate people so we pass the ball. I have EpiPens in my store, so it has personal, it's a personal thing that this store, I have a passion behind the store because it's healthy eating and it's food allergy safe. I have many customers who come in because I know how, fatal a food allergy can be.
Oh my gosh, sir, I'm so sorry. I had no idea about the loss of your son. So thank you for sharing that. Obviously, this is part of your business model. Worst case scenario, you just said that you may have to shut down. How soon would you be making that decision to do that?
Well, first of all, we just raised prices today. So I'm in there every day. I'm trying to get a feel of my customers to see how much of an impact that is for them to take the increase. And also, it's labor is like the second highest behind the cost of, goods sold. So while I have to look at, do I need to cut hours? In one of my stores, we would run with 4 or 3, we're down to 2. So now, we got to continually look, we definitely have stopped hiring. And now, now we got to look at, can we maintain the people? But it's too early to say because today's the first day.
Well, so you've stopped hiring, increased prices, and you may have to cut back on hours. Well, again, I know it's been quite the day for you. Brian Hom with Vitality Bowls, we appreciate you. And when I'm up in the Bay Area, I'll make sure. I know you have a location in Santa Rosa where my mom lives. I will definitely frequent your store. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, today's wage hike for those roughly 540,000 fast food workers represents a huge spike from this date 10 years ago when California's minimum wage was $8 an hour. With more on the impact the new fast food minimum wage will have on consumers, I'm joined by Sean Hyatt, Associate Professor of Management and Organization at the USC Marshall School of Business. Professor Hyatt, thank you so much. I think you just heard my conversation with Brian Hom, a franchisee. You know, that's a lot of bad news just in, a 3-minute time span. What's the upside of this new law?
What Brian said is kind of typical what we expect to happen with this law. The upside is we can see greater automation and innovation in the state of California. I mean, if I were investing, I'd invest in Miso Robotics and Pyramid, a German company that makes the kiosks for these franchise and fast food restaurants, because if they're going to survive, they will at some point have to automate. And these are the makers of the automated robotics in the back as well as the front-facing customer side.
I mean, that's an upside. But then again, if I'm a fast food worker and I'm saying, hey, I'm really happy with my, $4 increase that I got today, that doesn't sound like much of an upside for me because I'm going to be replaced by a machine.
That is correct. I mean, in the aggregate, this will have a negative impact on fast food workers because there's just going to be fewer of them. The prices can only be sustained so much. I mean, notice what he said, and this is what we're seeing also in the research, right? That and what the calls of quarterly calls of McDonald's and other leaders is they've risen. The prices have gone up so much over the last 4 years because of many different factors, supply chain issues, inflation, fiscal stimulus from the government, that now McDonald's is extremely concerned. I'm just going to use them as an example, that those under $45,000 are not frequenting anymore their restaurant. And this is a big concern because that's where they had the highest volume. Now, keep in mind, places like Brian's and McDonald's, because it's such a low margin business, it's all about volume. They have to have many, many people coming in all the time. If fast food becomes much more of a luxury good item that's only purchased once in a while, these businesses cannot survive.
You know what I've heard a lot is from people about, they see the corporation names, Starbucks, McDonald's, huge profitable companies. Why can't they offset the cost themselves from the top down?
Well, what we are going to see with them, they're going to be the ones most likely to survive because they've got the large corporate investment money. So they can receive, especially even the franchise owners who run these, can work with McDonald's to get those capital investments to buy like a Flippy, which is that automated robot that makes the burgers and the fries. I mean, if you run, just look at the economics of Flippy, okay, that can do everything in the back. One Flippy that runs 18 hours a day, essentially, after the costs and the service and everything, works for $7.30 an hour. Wow. So you can replace 3 workers with one automated robot in the back end if you've got the capital money to buy it and invest in it in the first place.
I think we did a report on the Flippy. Is it opening up in Pasadena? It's like the only place locally, if I'm not mistaken, Susan Hiroshima.
Yes, there is a restaurant in Pasadena that claims to be fully automated.
Yeah, yeah, and she liked the burger there too. They did a good job making the burger. I remember that. Okay, well, we appreciate you taking the time out to be with us tonight at 6 o'clock. Professor Sean Hyatt of USC, thank you so much.